What's up, you guys? It's Erin. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to shop my stash and do a little get ready with me, throw some makeup on for some things I have to do today. I'm going to take you with me in a second to my messy beauty space and drawers. No judgment, because I definitely could improve my organizing, but that's for another day. Before we get into the video, make sure you like this if you like Shop My Stashes, and subscribe to my channel if you like these kind of relatable beauty videos. I definitely try to post. I don't have a schedule right now. I try to post more than once a week if possible. I am a full-time nurse, so this is just what I like to do in my free time. So yeah, let's just get into the video. Alright, don't mind that my beauty room is a little bit of a mess, but it's not too bad right now. For primers, I just applied a very moisturizing SPF, so I think I'm just going to do a little bit of pore filling. I'm going to use the Touch in Sol No Poreblem Primer. It's a good primer for when you just need some light pore filling. Don't mind my National Lipstick Day lipsticks I have out there. Alright, now we have my complexion foundation drawer. I'm going to be shooting a reel after this and running errands, so I kind of need something that's in the middle, not too glam. Let's see. Let's use my Pure 4-in-1 Love Yourselfie foundation. It's more tan, and I haven't used this one in a minute. Right. I kind of have a mix of concealers, tinted moisturizers, and cream bronzers on this side. I think let's use, what concealer? Let's use my ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer because it's a really full coverage foundation, and this one's a little bit more medium coverage. And then let's go ahead and use my Bare Minerals Bare Pro Glow bronzer in Faux Tan. I haven't used this one in a minute. Let's pick an eyeshadow palette. I have a few up here and then some down here as well. I haven't really used this Bobbi Brown Luxe Metal Rose palette since I bought it, at least not enough, and it's gorgeous. And I have like a pink shirt on for a National Lipstick Day reel that I'm going to shoot after this, so I think this will be perfect. We have my kind of cheek drawer here, bronzer with highlight bronzers and blushes. What do I want to use? I think something a little bit nude for blush, but something I haven't used in a minute. Let's use my Grande Pop. What is the shade? Sweet Peach. Sorry, it's not focusing, but this is the Sweet Peach blush. I'm feeling creams today. For highlight, it's one I haven't used in a while. Let's go ahead and use my ColourPop Lunch Money highlighter. This is a Super Shock highlight, and I don't reach for it enough, and it's really beautiful. For powder, what powder should I use? I have a couple of pressed powders here. Let's use this Becca powder. It is the Light Shifter Finishing Powder. I haven't used that in a while. I don't want it to show me from this angle, but it's like a glowy pressed powder, and I think it'll be good with like more of a matte full coverage foundation. Over here I have a bunch of single shadows, mascara, kind of lip balms, random things. Sorry, this is an absolute disaster, but you know how it is. So I'm gonna pick a mascara. I think I'm gonna use this Flawless The One and Done mascara just because it's really hot out today. I'm gonna be running errands and I need something that lasts, and this definitely lasts. So I don't think we're gonna need an eyeshadow topper because that palette has some beautiful shades in it. Then we have my lip drawer. I have a bunch pulled out of here because I'm doing a thing for National Lipstick Day. So let's just pick one that I don't have picked out for that. I haven't used this enough since I got it. It's the Cloven Hollow lipstick, and it's like their nude pink shade, if I can roll it up here. The shade is Desert Rose, so I think that'll be a good lipstick. I do need a lip liner with that. I'm just going to go ahead and pick my favorite that I haven't used in a while, this Dolly Danger liner from Buxom. Setting sprays over here. Let's go ahead and pick a setting spray since I do need my makeup to last. I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last setting spray because I'm trying to use this one up, and it is good for hot, humid days like today. Alright, I think we got a lot of products that are pretty good. I haven't used most of them in a while. It makes me kind of get out of my makeup rut and try some new products. I zoomed you in a little bit so we can see. I did my brows and I primed my eyes because those things just don't really change, and I don't want to stress myself out using a different brow product. So for primer, I already, like I said, applied a very moisturizing SPF, my Dermatology Universal Tinted Moisturizer, which is my favorite right now. And then for primer, I picked the Touch in Sol No Pore Bloom Primer. It's always a tongue twister to say that. I really like this primer. It's not quite as like pore filling as a thick one like the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer, but it's a little bit less maintenance to put on. It's a thinner texture and you could just rub it on instead of having to mash it in your pores, you know. I kind of don't like that term, but it gives a little bit of that pore filling effect, maybe not quite as much, but it is very nice and smoothing. And I've had this for a while and I definitely need to use it up, but I would say it's like half gone, so that's pretty good. I feel like I need a ponytail to put my hair back. I have this little like thing of scrunchies up here, but I just blew out my hair, so I don't really want to have a big crease in it, you know what I mean? Alright, let's go ahead with foundation. So I picked the Pure Form 1 Love Your Selfie foundation. This is one of my favorites, but it is a little bit dark for me at times. This is a shade MN3, but some of you probably know that I was at the beach recently down in Florida, so I got a nice tan, not really on my face, but even though I was crazy about reapplying SPF because it was very hot, I got a pretty nice tan. So I'm not mad about it. I don't like go out of my way to try to get dark, but I do tan pretty well. So I'm just going to apply that in a thin layer. I like to apply this one over a moisturizing base because it is a very thick, full coverage foundation. So I like to have kind of a base to sheer it out. Do you think you guys are close enough? Maybe a little closer so you can see the texture of my skin. It's kind of fun if you can see makeup up close, you know what I mean? I'm just going to add a little bit more in my brush here and kind of tap it in my forehead. I've been liking to do my brows first the last couple months, but sometimes I can't get close enough to my brows so I have to take like a smaller like concealer brush with it and just kind of fill in around my brows so I don't use my big brush and kind of mess everything up. I have nice clean brushes, so satisfying. I'm not the best at cleaning my brushes. I like to wait till they're like all dirty and disgusting and then I have to clean every single one, which doesn't make sense because then it's a bigger task than it needed to be. Once in a while I'll just wash a few if I have like used a crazy color with some of my favorite brushes that I couldn't use, but I need to get better at making it like a routine to do weekly so it's not such a big task that I take over the bathroom with all my brushes drying. That foundation is looking really nice on my skin. If you've watched me for a while, you know I like to, mostly for the most part, I like to put on foundation and then eyeshadow and then concealer to clean up any eyeshadow that may have fallen out. So let's do a shadow. I already primed my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And then I pulled out this Bobbi Brown Luxe Metal Rose eyeshadow palette. It's really beautiful. I never showed it when I picked it out. It's like a really luxe packaging. I got this off of Octoly for Sephora review. Don't mind my nails. I just did them, but they're already chipping. If you have any tricks to keep your nails from chipping with your home manicure, let me know. I'm working on it, but the pointer finger tends to chip very quickly. I'm just gonna go in with this shade here, the kind of matte cream shadow. It's called Calla Lily. Just on a fluffy brush. Just gonna kind of pat that in my eye. just to give a nice base for other shadows to work off of, because sometimes the Urban Decay primer can be a little bit sticky, and I like to just set it before I go in with shadow that's a little bit darker, and this is just like my skin tone color. I'm going to use that same fluffy brush and go in with the kind of dusty rose matte. It's called Pink Blossom. I'm just going to kind of buff that diffusely across my lid and into my crease. I'm going to do the other eye. After this, I'm going to shoot a reel, and then hopefully I'm going to have enough time to run some errands. I have to go to Target. I bought a shirt that I thought I would like for our beach weekend from the like teenager-ish younger crowd section of Target, the Wild Fable brand. And I thought it would be cute like with high-waisted jeans, because of course it's a crop top. But I just do not feel comfortable in it. It's very low cut and very also cropped, so I didn't like it. And then I have to go to Eddie Bauer because I ordered my husband a couple things from Eddie Bauer, and they just did not fit, and he did not like any of what I picked him out. So that was kind of a bummer, but at least we have a store in town that I can return it to instead of having to go online, because I'd rather go in store. Like, I've been ordering a lot of Gap stuff and I always have to return it online, but I always have to return my Gap stuff online because it's crazy, because we don't have a Gap anymore, and we live in a really big city, and Gap used to be everywhere in every single mall, and it just seems like malls are kind of dying now and everyone's shopping online, which I definitely do. I barely shop at the mall, but once in a while it's nice to be able to shop in person. I've been trying to, like when I'm in smaller cute downtowns, trying to shop more local shops. Okay, this deep bloom shade, this one that I'm trying to apply, is getting super patchy, if you can see that. Just does not look very good. So I'm just gonna blend that out, work on blending it out a little bit. These shadows have a really interesting texture. They're kind of like a gel matte texture, especially the shimmers as well. It's hard to describe, but yeah, they're called like some sort of gel texture if I remember right. That might be as good as we can get it. It looks pretty good on camera, but I can see that it's a little patchy over here. But it's fine. For shimmers, I don't think, this one's probably the most intense, this Electric Flora. It's like a pink gold shift, but I think I'm going to use the shade Metal Rose because it's more of like a neutral pink, which I prefer rather than like a mauve-y pink. And that didn't really do anything with my finger, so I'm gonna use a brush. I remember really liking this palette, but I can't remember how I liked to use the shimmers. I think a brush is best with these. I'm getting more payoff with the brush. I think that's a pretty kind of neutral for every day, but I don't know. I'm not liking this as much as I remember liking this palette. I'm gonna take just an angled liner brush and use that deepest matte just on the very outer edge of my eye. I just like to flick out a wing sometimes to add a little depth. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna do for the eyes for now. Looking at it, it is really pretty. I just wasn't really impressed when I was applying these shadows, but I do really like how this look is looking. Let's just clean up things a little bit. This ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer is what I picked for concealer. I like that this is like a very blendable medium coverage concealer that has like a thin texture. I don't really like thick concealers. I tried the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Concealer over the weekend. I had a big sample of it and it was just so thick in full coverage. I felt like took forever to blend, and then it looked cakey and dry and emphasized any lines I had. And I didn't apply a lot of it. It's just how that kind of texture is, and some people prefer that, but sometimes my kind of stance is that less is more, especially with concealer. And I'm just gonna clean up the inner corners a little bit of my eyes, and you can see how that really just cleans up everything. Now I want to use some bronzer, so I pulled this Bare Minerals I cannot say this word. Bare Minerals Bare Pro Glow liquid bronzer in Faux Tan. I'm gonna shake it up really good. This is a really pretty glowy liquid bronzer, and I'm just gonna work it in that same foundation brush. I prefer to work it into my brush and then apply it. Gives like a really nice glow to the skin. My hair could stay out of the way. I just kind of like to stipple it in. A little bit down the neck. And then I also picked out a liquid blush. This is the Grande Pop Grande Liquid Blush in the shade Sweet Peach. These are gorgeous, and I know they blend easily, so I'm just going to take like 2 dots on each cheek. I guess that was 3 on the one. And sometimes when I'm lazy, I just keep using the same brush. It's probably not the best practice, but I'm going to take just a tad more on each cheek. It tends to, the camera washes me out so you can't see it. And then I switched to my e.l.f. stipple brush because I think I just need a different brush that doesn't have foundation and bronzer in it. Just working it in. This does have like kind of a tingling, cooling effect because it's supposed to plump your skin. And this and the liquid highlight are really, really beautiful and very underrated. You can see like it gives just like the most gorgeous juicy cheek. And then I want to apply just a little bit of powder before I finish my under eyes. I like to apply powder before I kind of finish my lower lash line and apply mascara, so things don't really like transfer down as well and they blend out a little bit easier. Typically, I don't always use powder, but if I do. So this is the Becca Light Shifter powder. It's like a very glowy kind of setting powder. I guess like the typical person might not use this for a setting powder all over their face because it is more glowy, but I have dry skin and it's very finely milled, and I think it'll be good to just kind of set the center of my face. I'm just kind of using a more dense fluffy brush for this. I'm actually gonna just kind of go everywhere. We do have that ColourPop Super Shock highlighter to use, but it's more of like a cream to powder, so it will apply fine on this powder. And that, my skin looks pretty flawless and glowy. I'm loving the combination of all these products together. I'm just gonna take what's left on the brush I had the deepest brown in and just go on my lower lash line. Just like the outer part of my lower lash line, and then the brush that I have the lighter mattes on, I'm going to blend it out with. This is what I typically do on my lower lash line because I don't usually get more product on the brush because you don't really need it. I'm just going to give one more blend to the outer edges of my eyes, make sure everything's blended nice. That actually looks gorgeous. I'm liking it. I'm going to curl my lashes and apply this Lawless The One and Done mascara. I don't think it's like my favorite mascara I've ever used, but it is nice. It lasts longer than a lot of other mascaras do without flaking, which I enjoy. I think it's best to kind of wipe off the edges of this because it is a very wet mascara and a lot of product comes off on the wand. It's like it can be clumpy if you're not careful. can kind of get everywhere. I'm trying to show you guys how, yeah, see how that's pretty clumpy. It just takes a second to brush out. But I will say that this gives major length and volume. It just can look a little spidery for my liking. I like a voluminous lengthened lash, but I like it to look fluffy and natural. I'm not even gonna redip my brush. I'm gonna see how it goes on the other side without redipping. Oh. Don't panic, don't panic. All right, if you can see, it's like a very spidery looking lash. If that's what you're into, you would probably like this mascara, but it's wet and it takes a second to dry. So I like can't move my eyes too crazy. And I like got it up here and I tried to fix it, so hopefully it's okay. Let's apply lips while the mascara is drying. I'm gonna use this Buxom Dolly Danger lip liner. I need a closer mirror for this than just the monitor. And let's throw that on. It's like a nice pinky lip liner that's fat and it's easy to throw on. And then for lipstick, I pulled out this Cloven Hollow lipstick in the shade Desert Rose. And it's a beautiful rosy pink. It's kind of like a Your Lips but better pink, at least for me. And then let's go ahead and set my face with the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I like to always test out the oh, I forgot I have a fan. Take the hair out. Here is a final look close up. Oh my gosh, I forgot to apply highlight. Okay, I forgot to put on a little bit of this ColourPop Super Shock and Lunch Money. Hello, my skin was just already looking glowy from all these products and I forgot. I never used to use this because I never knew how to use cream products, but now that I love them, this is such a nice formula. Now, here is the final look. Really liking how it turned out. My skin looks really gorgeous and glowy. So that's it for my Shop My Stash Get Ready With Me. I really love doing this because it reminds me to use products that I haven't used in a while. I definitely found some products that I forgot how much I loved, and I really love how this makeup turned out, and I wasn't sure how it's going to turn out. I love how my skin looks, how glowy it is. I like how the final eyeshadow look turned out with the lip. And yeah, I really love all these products. So let me know down below if you like Shop My Stash videos. I can definitely do more because I really enjoy getting used out of products I haven't in a while. Make sure to thumbs up this video if you like it, and we'll see you in my next video. Bye.